Welcome to the source. You are the source. Make no mistake about it. If you're looking for someone outside yourself to save you, you're sunk. Because there is no Messiah but us to set us free. The powers that be don't want you to know this. They don't want you to know that you have a power within you that is so magnificent, so expansive, so vital and potent. The power of the Creator resides inside each and every one of us. And so when we wake up to this fact, we become not only powerful, but dangerous. Dangerous to the powers that be, whose egos have controlled the planet since the dawn of the Homo sapiens. One more powerful person says, I want this, I will dominate you to get it. Like animals. And it still continues to this day. With all of the technology and all of the culture and all the history and herstory that has transpired on this planet, it still is reduced to one animal dominating another. When will it stop? Well, it stops with me. That's all I can do, is live my life from such an authentic power that there's no need to dominate you. I don't even have a need to proselytize to you or to convince you that my God is the best God, like many religions and churches do. Another form of dominance. They destroyed this continent and the beautiful cultural and spiritual heritage of the Native Americans. The missionaries. So the dominance of power over one animal to another. This is what I see is the source of the problems on this planet. And what does this need for power come from? Greed. Greed. Greed for power. Greed for land. Greed for money. But look even deeper. Where does greed come from? Fear. Fear of not having enough. Scarcity consciousness. Saying that I have to hoard. I can't share with you because there isn't enough. Well, that's not the truth. As most of you all know here, this planet is abundant with food and shelter and resources, but they've been dominated by 1% or less of the population for eons. It's always been this way. This could be a church 100 years ago when the peasants are rising up. A peasant church, yes, I was there. And we say, no, the king cannot dominate us anymore. Off with his head. But really, how does the king dominate the peasants? Is because the peasants have already identified themselves as such. But when you wake up to who we are as this powerful creator, we realize we are the king and we are the queen. We are kings and queens. Make no mistake about it. I don't care what your bloodline says. Your soul line says you are a king and a queen. So act like it. Take back your power from anyone who tries to dominate you. Anyone who says you are less than. Because you're not. You are divine, a divine queen, and need to be treated as such. You are a divine king and need to act as such. And in this, we are empowered to take our place in history and her story, making a difference in our lives for the people around us. Forget about the world. The world doesn't exist. It's a concept. Your world is what exists. What you create in your relationships, in your creative output, in your service, in your contribution to your community, to your world at large. The more expansive you are, the bigger your world is. I have a big world. Thousands of people know me. They don't know and love me, but most do. Once they get me. At first, though, I'm kind of a bitter taste, and some people have trouble handling it. Kind of like the elixirs downstairs that Annalise has created, this amazing elixir lounge. And you taste it, it's like, oh, it's a little bitter. Then Shaman or Corey, wonderful alchemists, would say, oh, maybe you need that, you know? Maybe the body needs that. And like anyone knows with homeopathy, you get sick-er before you get well-er. So people go, oh, I'm getting sick because I had a massage. No, the massage is clearing it up. So we all know that. So there is a kind of detoxification that has to happen first for people to clear this need to dominate others. How do we create that? Again, we start with ourselves, living from this place of authentic power and self-love. When I love myself, I don't need you to love me. I don't even need you to like me. But to respect me, yes. If you don't get to be around me. You understand? That is my own self-respect. That is my own self-love reflecting on it. And guess what? I won't even attract those people or notice those people. I will bring people into my life who I don't need to dominate and who we have a mutual respect of each other's power. And even more so, the next level of consciousness that I know you're all hearing, is that we're already one anyway. So who am I sharing with but my own self? Who am I offering a chair to, a seat on the bus to? Who am I sharing my meal with but my own self? A reflection of my own self in another body. So if I am the creator, you are my creation. And I am as responsible to take care of you as I am for my own body. Again, I'm not talking about the world. I'm talking about whoever shows up in your world. And when I say taking care of another, I mean the respect and the love that you give yourself, you let it overflow onto the other. You're not looking for their love anymore because you're already loving yourself. You're not trying to dominate them for their abundance because you already have your own, as humble as it may be. It's still abundance, okay? Abundance isn't something you achieve. Abundance is a state of consciousness. It says that what I have is more than enough. It's not, I gotta have more to be abundant. It's what I have is enough. And I've been with abundant people in developing countries where a bowl of rice for them was enough. And the joy that was in their eyes when they shared that bowl of rice with me, the traveling tourist. So abundance is a state of consciousness. It's not how much money you have in the bank. You're with me on that. So when we tap into this abundance as the creator, knowing that we can create whatever we need to take care of these bodies and our lives. Everything else is a want or a desire. But our basic needs can be fulfilled when you're a creator. But some people seem to have a difficulty or a challenge with manifesting. How does one manifest enough for yourself? It seems like in Los Angeles, a lot of people are struggling financially. Not sure why that is. Maybe there isn't enough work for people, maybe they don't pay enough, maybe people live outside their budget. I don't know, but people seem to be struggling financially. So there's a lot of emphasis on manifesting. How can I manifest my career? Especially the people who come to make it in Hollywood. How do I manifest my career? How do I manifest a lover? How do I manifest a job that I love or a house that I love? What is this manifesting process? Have you looked? Who succeeded at manifesting? Anybody? Like you manifested your dream? Good, about a third. Who manifested? Who is it that manifested this? Say it louder.
Your soul or your heart?
Right, the Creator. Right? Don't we thank the Creator? Please, Lord, if you're a religious person, help me, blah, blah, blah. But we who have realized ourselves as God recognize that we manifest. But if we think our minds, which are just a creation of God, our minds, our bodies, which are just a creation of God, are the manifestors, then we're lost. We've given our power away to our very own ego. And now the ego has on its shoulders, I need to manifest a new car. And then it feels bad when it doesn't. Anyone ever tasted that? Especially when you hear about other people manifesting and the New Age concepts of manifesting. Oh God, I'm not even good at manifesting, am I? Oh God, I'm such a failure. But to recognize instead that who manifests, like Nicole says, it is the self, it is the source, it is the soul. It is our true self, our higher self. That is the Creator. That's who manifests. So when we want to manifest something, we create an intention or a prayer on what it is that we feel is needed in our life in that moment, and then we offer it up. We let it go, and we trust that it will manifest, and perhaps it already is manifesting. And in that trust, there's an allowing, not a doing. And then instead of chasing it, you attract it. And so if we're hanging out in our energy field, being authentically powerful, loving ourselves, and attracting, well, that's a pretty full life. Trust me, you're going to be like saying, no thank you, no thank you, no thank you, no. I say a lot of no thank yous. Some people think I'm an a-hole because of it, but I do. Everyone says, wow, it's so good. So, well, it's great because there's a particular standard or alignment that I'm coming from, which is source, and it is doing it. Again, there's no doer here. I'm not doing it. So the Creator or source is allowing this to happen because I'm holding space for that allowance. So that's the invitation for all of you. Hold space for the allowance of your highest good to be manifested. So it might not always be what you thought you wanted. But like the Rolling Stones said, you can't always get what you want, but you'll get what you need. But like the Beatles said, all you need is love. We've reframed that. Scotty One Love was in the house. He reframed it, all we are is love. And that's the truth. So our needs, when they're taken care of, because we're in this abundance consciousness and attracting into our life whatever needs to be done in that moment, then it frees us up to stop chasing, to stop fearing, to stop resisting, and to allow the richness of your life as the Creator to manifest by itself. The way your heart beats by itself, your lungs work by itself, the grass grows by itself, the sun shines by itself. Do you understand? And we fall in alignment with that. And then there's no more doer. Life is happening by itself. And everything's manifesting or womanifesting. So I really appreciate you all being such glorious reflections of the self this morning. We appreciate your support of the source. You show up to share your energy, to share your gifts,